Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at the balance update that happened earlier this week, and this for 10x Shared Civ Bonus Mod. For those that are not aware, this is a mod for AoE 2, where every bonuses are shared and their effect are multiplied by 10, including the elite unit upgrade. And this can have disproportional effect when a patch happen for us. So let's see if this is a case for this patch. So let's go look at balance changes, which is the most impactful for us in general. So starting up here, general change usually don't have that much impact for us, although this first one might have a slight impact if you are not playing a closed map, because Slinger, for Inca in particular, was really cheap. It only costed 10 wood because there's no food cost for all of their unit in the Castle Age when you can build Slinger. And now the wood cost goes from 10 to 25 here, which is a decent amount of increase, so a bit less spammable, but they are a bit harder to convert, which is nice, I guess. Champi Warrior line, not too interesting for us, but some of the changes here, a bit easier to make, faster to produce, so that's kind of nice. A fun change for us, though, the Zoltol Warrior, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but all of those bonuses from all the different Meso Civ and South American Civ affix it now, which is very interesting. To be fair though, I think I only saw that unit twice ever in a game, and it was at the end when some guy decided to convert a stable, which is always funny. But now they'll be affected by those Civ bonuses, which is kind of interesting. Next up, naval change. Just some dock damage increase or damage reduce here, depending on the age. There's not that many water map. There's some here and there, so it shouldn't affect too much, especially not Sea Tower. Maybe if you play, what is it, Water Arena? Anyhow, won't be too impactful. But now, let's start with the juicy stuff. Armenian Elite Composite Bowman HP increase from 45 to 50. That's an increase of 50 HP for the Composite Bowman for us, which is a decent amount, especially for an archer. Composite Bowman, I believe this patch was supposed to be, like, we had info for a May patch from earlier at I believe the start of May, and I believe they also add an increase in damage for the Composite Bowman, and that would have been very nice for that unit. But they removed it. Instead, they gain access to Siege Ram and a small HP increase for the Composite Bowman, which is still nice. Composite Bowman is one of those units that are... I low-key like that unit because of the armor ignore it has. Any unit with armor ignore is pretty good, but usually it will need other civilization to shine. Maybe Britain, Viking with the increased damage, tech they have for archers. So, but it is still very nice that they get some love. Next up, Burgundian. Economic technology, food cost discount from 33 to 40%. It doesn't change anything. It's in 10x, right? So 330% or 400%, it is still free. Doesn't matter. Next up, though, is probably the biggest nerf we have across all those civ, I do believe. So relic generation goes from 30 food per minute to 20 food per minute. That's a cut of a third of the food per minute there. That's pretty massive. Burgundian, it's a decent civ. It depends on the situation. But their relic were really good for that food generation, and now it's nerfed a lot for us in 10x, sadly. But it will still be pretty useful to gather the relic whenever you get a chance. Next up, we have the Inca. Inca, I believe the change, yeah, is to their food bonus. They have no cost, because for us, it used to be 50% and then 100% reduced food cost. And now it goes from 150% reduced to 300%. So there's no food cost already starting the Dark Age. So if you play an open map or an hybrid map, this can get really dangerous, especially if you pair it with maybe Portuguese. Then you can have a sort of a GOT kind of play where you can have free infantry and such. So really good bonus, and now it's even stronger. And I believe this one, Elite Cameo. Oh yeah, they adjusted the cost so that at least in the normal game, it fits with those discounts now. Doesn't change anything for us. Mapuche. Their berry bonus was already one of the best food opening, at least in Dark Age and Feudal, because it lasted so long and you gather so fast from them. And now it's even stronger, 50% stronger from 200 to 250%. Great change. Why not? Mapuche is already really strong and now they're just winning even more. Another Civ that doesn't win that much, Muisca. Muisca is in a weird place. They have decent unit, especially here with the Temple Guard, that is getting a small discount in its food cost, which is nice. Temple Guard is a decent unit. It has decent armor, decent attack, and decent amount of bonus damage that you don't really see, but it can be surprisingly strong. And here, I believe it's getting a small increase, but increase from 3 to 5, 6 to 8. So in 10x, it won't have that big of an impact, but still a small +2 here against cavalry. Also, I guess their Guicho warrior from the castle will have 50 extra HP, much like the composite bowman, getting some love here, which is nice. Also, finally, Uarakas, faster slinger train time increase from 25 to 50%. Not the best of bonus, but that's pretty interesting paired with some other Civ that has the slinger, so you can spam them. Not the greatest of change for the Muisca, but a buff is a buff. We take whatever we can. What do we have next? The 2P. Blackwood Archer train time increase from 14 to 18 seconds. Elite unchanged. This means that for certain mod, if you have train time reduction for Elite, it is affected in some mods, not all of them, for balance reasons, so it depends really. But in some mods, this will mean that the Blackwood Archer will have an instant training time, or almost instant, usually probably 1 or 2 seconds. This will be really good because 2P, if you remember, when a unit die or you delete it on your own, they reimburse 150% of their cost. So anything that can create a unit faster is very powerful with them. So that's why they go really well with other Civ that create unit fast. As long as those units are not free, of course, you cannot reimburse a free unit, it has to have a cost. But here, anything that reduces the training time is great. So that's good because that unit by itself is not really that strong, the Blackwood Archer, but it can be interesting to have. And finally, I believe this is the last change, as it is, the way Tiger Cavalry is getting a nerf, I believe, yes. Train time reduced from 15 to 18, and a small nerf to its HP. Nothing big, I believe it's just 5, because the difference, 115 to 130 and 110 to 125 is 15 HP. So it will still be a 150 HP gain, but from a base of 115, from a base of 110 instead of 115. So still extremely strong. Tiger Cavalry is great. Way in general is great. With all its powerful eco, it shouldn't matter much. It's just the training time is pretty much the biggest thing here because they are a bit harder to mass because you need a castle and to get them out. But they won't suffer that much from it. So a pretty small balance patch. I thought it would have been bigger, honestly, from what I was hearing from them. But there's some change, like the composite bowman, they were supposed to do more stuff. Maybe they backtrack on a lot of other change. I didn't keep up entirely with the pop this time around. But some couple change, some buff, some nerf. Really sad for the Burgundian relics that are getting cut a lot here. This is probably the worst nerf we have. But anyhow, that's about it. Quick look at the balance patch. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.